to welcome you to the show. Um, I got some things on my mind I definitely want to share, and this is in regards to the Sunday show that I had with Grandmaster Stephen Smith. He gave me something to think about, and I'm like, wow. And I know it's kind of late on the East Coast, and it's just about 8 o'clock here on the West Coast. But I just been doing some thinking, and I watch people comment. Um, you know, People leave comments, and I read them, and I just began to think in regards to what was being said, and you try not to allow things to bother you when you're on your mission, when you're on a goal, and my mission is just to bring respect amongst us. You know, greetings everyone who's coming on. My mission, my goal is to just bring respect to the craft amongst us. That is my mission. That is my goal. It's not about visitation. It's not about recognition. It's just about respect amongst us who are Freemasons. And that can be very difficult to do when you have a slave community, a slave mentality. Those individuals who have been brainwashed for whatever reason, those individuals who will not pick up a book, do their own research on Freemasonry. That bothers me. It bothers me because it's not hard to do at all. It bothers me because they said if you ever want to hide anything from a black man, woman, boy, or girl, put it in a book. That's what they say. Now, is that true? Is that true? Is that a fact? Well, anyway, so I'm gonna say this. So you may have been, man, I'm sort of outdone today. You may call me clandestine, and you may write that even in your history. But like dust, I'm gonna rise. And I'm gonna leave that right there where that's at. Who has been lying to you about us? Who has had their finger on the trigger and been lying to you about us? And when I say about us, I'm talking about us individually, us as a group, us black men and sisters who are part of the Eastern Star and Freemasons. What makes you want to continue to call or go in real hard? They're clandestine. I can't talk to them. And I know brothers be like, well, Hawkins, why are you on this tip? Why are you on this? I'm on this because it doesn't make sense. I'm on this because somebody has to face the elephant in the room. And if we don't face the elephant in the room, who will? Who's willing to take the chance? Who's willing to take the chance on you? Who's willing to take the chance on me? I'm not begging to say that you have to recognize me, my brother. That's not even the issue. The issue is totally respect, because the slave mentality that some of us have really keeps us in a funk. I'm going to put it to you like this here. Truth and fact are different. Truth and fact is different. And you may wonder, well, what do you mean? Truth? Truth? Oh my goodness. Well, fact is better than truth. Let me tell you why. It is true. It is very true that PHA considered everyone else clandestine except for their counterpart, mainstream. That's truth. That's truth. The fact is that there are other Masons who's just as recognized as Prince Hall. That's fact. You may say, well, what do you mean? How are you putting this together? The fact is that if you are a Mason of any of the predominantly black jurisdictions, or a member of the Eastern Star, of any of the predominantly black grand chapters, you're an Eastern Star. You're a Mason. That's a fact. If you have been initiated, passed, and raised, if you have gone through the 5 points of the star, you're Eastern Star. You're a Mason. It doesn't matter what I say or what I believe. It's a fact. I can call you clandestine, I can call you bogus, but the fact is that, my sister, my brother, you have been initiated, passed, and raised in a lodge that recognizes you. That's fact. The truth is, I may not consider you to be a Mason, but I'd rather have fact, because fact is going to say what truth is sometimes willing not to say. And it just pisses me off that we still have this slave mentality today. Look, the social issues that face us as a people are detrimental to our survival here in the United States. And for us who are a part of this great fraternal order of the Freemasons, Eastern Stars, need to just cut the shit out. Need to stop. Need to stop telling lies on each other. Well, they stealing money over here. Well, they doing this over here. Well, the fact is that on both ends of the spectrum, there are people and individuals who steal money from Masons. Your treasurer, your secretary, the book holders. That's a fact. So be it Prince Hall, be it Modern Free International, the fact is there are people in your jurisdiction who have stolen money. It's not just amongst the ancient free and accepted Masons, predominantly African American lodges. No, it's abroad. So stop lying. That just cut through the core of things. And some of you guys like to walk around like everything is hunky-dory. Everything is not hunky-dory. Everything is not as it appears. Man, I'm right now it's just frustrating, in a sense. It's just really frustrating. What can't even find no words. The ideal is to deprogram some of those who have been programmed for so long, so wrong, till you just mucked up in the head. You've been programmed for so long till you just messed up. You are so hard up till you can't even recognize yourself in the mirror because somebody told you that you was better than the next person. Don't make any sense. See, I did a video not long ago. I think it was called The Power of Mainstream Freemasonry. And that is something that we are missing. And when I say power, I'm talking about influence. What type of influence do we carry? Really? Now, we may be given what I would call privilege, but what type of influence do we carry? Somebody help me out. Yeah, brother, I really want to build that bridge. I really do. And for those who know me, that's all I've ever talked about was building bridges. I really want to build that bridge. But brother, when you stretch your hand out, when you have reached out and said, hey, you know what, I would like to. When you've done those things, and sometimes you just have to take a step back. And this is that time for me to take a step back and say, you know what? That may be the wrong route to go. And it's not that I don't want to. It is just right now for me. That may be the wrong. I may have to rethink it. Yeah, that's right. I do want to I do want to do those things. Uh, is to build bridges. I do. That's my goal. That was that was my goal, but it just makes me rethink, recap, refocus. That may be too big. You know, it just makes me think of just going in another direction. More education, more more education on Freemasonry. Forget about trying to build a bridge. Just forget about it. Just begin. Maybe I should focus on this, the educational aspect of Freemasonry, instead of building this bridge. Because building a bridge with those who don't want to build a bridge with you, no, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. If somebody kept telling me, man, dude, why don't you go on? Just leave me alone. If somebody keeps telling you that, then that's what you have to do. You have to go on and do something different with somebody else. Because the person you're looking for, the person you're reaching out to that may look like you, is not necessarily wanting to help you. So you may have to just go at it a whole nother way, and don't even worry about it. And that's where I'm at. We as upright men and Masons should always live up to our obligation. You're right, we should. However, I'm looking at it face to face. I'm looking at it face to face, bro. Everybody don't want to build a bridge with you. Everyone don't want to sit next to you. And I got that. But when they look like me, it should be a little bit more easier to do. But that's okay. That's okay. Because those who want to do it will do it. Those who don't, they won't. So I'm cool with that. I'm all right with that. Just seeing those videos on your outlook on things have broadened my eyes to things. I want to say thank you for your knowledge and wisdom. Brother Lee Hall, I appreciate that. And it's not that I'm going to change that particular direction. It's just the idea that I'm not looking to build bridges with those who are not looking to build bridges with me. I'm not. This is why this video is called Debunking the Lies of Prince Hall Freemasonry. It is not to come down on individuals, but it's the group mentality. And this is what Brother Grandmaster Stephen Smith was telling me the other day. And it took me a little time to kind of let that weigh in on me. It's a group mentality. It's not everybody. It's not all of Prince Hall. I can't do that, and I won't. But it's a group mentality. And the group mentality tells me I'm not wanted. The group mentality says, hey, look, we don't recognize you. We don't want to have nothing to do with you. We don't even want to speak to you, really. That's the group mentality. It may not be an individual thing, but that's the group mentality. Now, there are some brothers within Prince Hall who see things totally different. They agree with me at least 80 to 90% of the time, and I'm cool with that. But here's the thing. You may support me as an individual, but on a group level, me reaching over, me reaching out, me trying to build that bridge, it ain't happening. I've been on this thing for almost a whole year, thinking that somehow I may be able to pierce the ignorance and pierce the slave mentality, to shake them, to wake them up. I'm not afraid to face the elephant in the room. That's why I invite whoever wants to come on this show. You're welcome to come on the show. You don't have to just type in your comments and say this and say that. No, you can come on and voice your opinion. If you want to Get on that horse. Get on that nag. If you want to get, we can do that. But don't just sit idly by and type your little things in there and make your little sassy comments and you good. Mm-mm. I fire right back at your ass. That's just how I get down. Too many times we allow things to happen. Wow. We just don't want to face it. It's okay. It is not okay. Masons who choose not to go Prince Hall first. Masons, oh, I missed something. Um, but that's where I'm at right now. So it is not, this is really sort of frustrating, you know, in a sense. And this is why I'm on kind of late, because I was pondering, should I not? I can't, I can't stretch when I'm not itchy and laugh when the shit ain't funny, because it's not funny. It's not funny the way we treat each other. It is not funny that we call ourselves Freemasons and we say how beautiful the organization is, but yet those who are in leadership and can really make things happen and change choose not to. And it's sad that those who proclaim to be leaders in the fraternal order do what they do, brainwash other people. And then those refuse to read, refuse. Shit, I'm so done. I don't even know if I'm gonna leave this one up. It's just a frustrating thing. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut this short. It's I don't know. How do you feel? How do some of you feel? I can read some of your comments. I mean, go ahead. Let me know how you feel, because to me, this is the moment. You know, this is the moment where you find out, look, am I going to go over and continue on this same trail trying to build this bridge? Or I'm just going to be like Rock 101, say, I'm blowing it up. You do you, I do me. If we meet and greet, great. If we don't, it's still great. It's no sweat off my back, and just let it be. You know, um, I mean, that's my thing. Oh, read above. Oh, okay. Read above. I can vouch for our brothers personally. About a year ago, I was in LA and reached out to him. He was willing to drive 2 hours to me just to talk to me. I would love to call in and give you young millions. Hey, brother. Oh, okay, brother. What's up, bro? How you doing? I appreciate that shout out. Wow, dude, I've forgotten all about that, man. Oh, okay, brother Lee Hall, you said, man, for you to feel that way lets me know we are connected somehow, because I felt some way in having to take a step back within Prince PHA myself. Wow. Wow, brother, that's deep. Some brothers are set in their ways, they forget about truth and union, and those two things can actually build those bridges. Well, you said a lot. The greatest. Hey, what's up, bro? You said a lot, man. And it's just, you know, I just, I don't, you know what? It's hardly ever that I'm a loss, that I come to be at a point to where I'm at a loss of words in regards to uh, Freemasonry, or in regards to really just trying to reach out to any and everybody. It really is. But right now, I'm as they say, I'm at an impasse. I'm at an impasse. The group culture of PHA is a threat to the entire fraternity, especially when mainstream brothers do not move like that. Well, sometimes in order for us to grow, we have to be uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean we throw our hands up. Nothing easy is good for you. Oh, yeah, I've heard that one before. You're right. I don't mind being uncomfortable. I really don't. But what I do mind is that to reach over and say, look, hey, here I am. You want to hold this conversation? Boom, boom, boom. Here I am. You have that information. But yet you refuse to even accept the mere fact that some of the things you've been saying is incorrect information. A brother told me, posted, he said, in one of my videos, he says, the information right here is very incorrect information. And I hit him back. I said, if you feel that way, come on the show. If you feel that the information I'm giving out or I've said something that is incorrect, you have a right to come on the show and I'm giving it to you. But do they do that? No, they don't. They don't do it. They don't do it. And it makes it just, I don't know. It just have me, I'm PHA and I have love for all my brothers. Hey, and that's a good, but see, this is what we're going to need. If this is going to be that alley, if this is going to be that inroad, this is what we're going to need, Brother Jay. You know, we're going to need brothers to actually stand up that's on the inside and say these things. Because me saying them on the outside or another brother saying them on the outside doesn't matter. You know, I can pierce through the window and see certain things and say certain things, but I'm not in the house. So what I say on the outside is not going to matter to the leadership. It's not. I've been recognized and accepted by more mainstream brothers than PHA brothers. It's humiliating that my skin folks ain't my kin folks. No, but see, it's all about the respect. If I carry myself like a thug, you're going to more than likely see me as a thug. But if I carry myself, and I say this all the time, if you carry yourself like a Mason, like an Eastern Star, you should have that mutual respect, even if you don't say anything. But for far too long, for I don't know, for seem like a lifetime, it has just been to the point to where it doesn't flow like that. It doesn't happen like that, you know? It doesn't happen like that. One brother told me that it's the youngsters coming in. But, you know, I think a lot of young brothers want to reach over and say, look, time out. This is not why I come here. You know, this is not it. No, what it is, Brother Hawkins, you're whooping. Oh, man. You know, and, but bro, I'm telling you, it can make me frustrated, you know, in the sense that this slave community that we find ourselves in got us, I don't know, it has us messed up. One brother, I did a thing on the Willie Lynch thing, the mentality of Willie Lynch. I did that video and a brother told me, oh, the letter wasn't true. It's not a true letter. Well, regardless if the letter wasn't true or not, the fact is the letter has more fact in it than truth. That Willie Lynch letter has more fact than truth in it. It's just that simple. It's not even complicated. Regardless of what your jurisdictions are part of, you have the power, voice, and platform in Freemason. Your knowledge could help draw more people to the order. Keep dropping the light. Okay, well, hey, you know what? All the positive comments that you posted, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And I might just need that shit to get over the hump. That's just being honest. You know, they're just being honest because the incorrect information out there about ancient, free, and accepted Masons is bad information. You know, and I'm not saying that there's not any lodges out there that are ancient, free, and accepted Masons that doing some crazy stuff. I can't say that. You know, and I can't say that there are Prince Hall lodges or modern free or international lodges that do some crazy stuff. I can't say that. But what I can say is that we as a people, as as Black Masons, period, because you know that's this whole platform. Somewhere along the line, we're gonna have to shake some shit off. And I'm using some words I don't usually use. I try to keep it real kind of oriented, family oriented, kind of safe like. But we're gonna have to shake some shit off. I mean, just get it off because, to be in this situation where we're at today in 2018, it's a sad state. And no one has the balls enough really to go to really anything worth having. I'm gonna say this: anything that's worth having is worth fighting for. Anything worth having is worth fighting for. So, is a relationship with my PHA brother, my modern free brothers, my international brother, my universal brothers, is it worth fighting for? They say anything worth having is worth fighting for. Individually, I agree with that. But as a group, as an organization, it's hard, man. Sisters, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard because of the things that we say about the fraternal order and how great and how good it is for brothers to dwell together in unity. It's like the precious ornament that ran down the beard to the skirt of his garment. You know where that's at, right? And then the sisters open up Matthews. Behold, I've seen the star in the east, and I've come to worship him. And you run through that whole thing. But then, when we greet and see each other, when we see each other, we don't even want to greet each other. That's the frustrating part. I should have named this video Frustrating. That's called it Frustrating, Okay, so tell this, Brother Hawkins, if Prince Hall was ancient, but you are ancient now, isn't that strange? It is strange. It's strange. It's strange, bruh. Yeah, it's strange, you know. But the thing is that as strange as it is, as crazy as it is, why? Why do the lies continue? Why do the I'm not going to say mistrust. I'm gonna throw that out the window. Just why do the lies continue amongst us about us? Why? That I mean, it can be settled. I mean, this whole thing can be squashed and settled. Uh, it's not complicated, you know. The the funny thing is that they were considered to be clandestine at one point, but want to throw stones now. You know, yeah, that's true. And in some cases, some individuals still consider them clandestine, but I'm talking about us. And when like I said, when I say us, I'm talking predominantly to Black Masons and Sisters of the Order of the Eastern Star. You know, that's my heart. You know, that's what I'm talking about. If you ever come to my state and you say, hey, I'm in your state, I'm in LA, San Diego, if I can get with you, I'll get with you. That's just me. I'm that brother. But the thing is that trying to take this and throw it out so other brothers and sisters can grab hold to it. Because, as I've said, it's bigger than me. You know, it's bigger than me. And that's where it's at. And it can be frustrating because I see the potential, and that's all it is potential. It's not being used. The potential of Freemason, the potential of Freemasonry that we have is not being used. It's not. Just think about it. If you could go outside your boundaries and you had that touch to go outside your boundaries and to do that, what would it look like? What would it look like? You know, King say that. Oh, King say that twice. He's craving light. When brother, it's like this here. If the light is on, you're gonna always have light. Need not to crave. If the light is on, it's gonna give you light. You need not to crave. I just want you to think about that for a moment. If the light is on, you don't need the light if it's on. You're gonna have it. You got it already. You know. And if you really want it, if you're really craving that type of light, I hope I'm following what you're saying. That you're craving light. If you're craving what we call Masonic light, you know what I'll tell you to do is go knock on the door. Find a good lodge. Go knock on the door. You know. Oh, he said, "Don't give up." No, it's not that I want to. It's not that I'm giving up. It's not that. It's just frustrating. And this should be a frustrating. This video should be called frustrating. It should be, you know. But so is life sometimes. But man, I was just thinking, and I'm thinking out loud with those who are on tonight in regards to my last show I did with Grandmaster Smith. He just gave me something to think about. That's all. He gave me something to think about, and when I really began to think on what he was saying, it became frustrating to me, as into why I'm doing this, you know, really. So I say that my goal is to bring respect amongst us. That is truly my goal. My goal also was to defunk the lies that is being told in regards to us. That's one of my goals too. But it gets frustrating when I see that people or individuals who call themselves Masons Eastern Star who are not willing to do the same. That's all. And this makes it complicated in a sense for me right now. No, I'm not quitting or going anywhere. The fact of the matter is sometimes you got to face the elephant in the room, and that's where I'm at. I'm facing the elephant in the room, you know. Um, be it mainstream or whatever. The ideal is that, like I said, you can say whatever you want to say, and like dust, I'm still gonna rise, you know, and be done with it. Not going nowhere. It's just a frustrating thing, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the thing is, my quest. I should always want to kick down the knowledge. I should always want to share what I know, and I believe that that's where I'm going to end up being at, in a sense. Just sharing what I know and giving out the information I have and telling you where you can go find it. You know, uh, because anything that I have, any light that people believe I have and want, and any of that, you know, when I'm dead and gone, that shit goes with me. I There's nothing I can do to have information and to have Masonic knowledge and information and not shared with your brothers of the craft and the sisters of the order is worthless. So all that I have, I want to share it. I want to get it out there, you know, to us, so we can understand that there's some power in it. But until you understand how to use it, how to cultivate it, it's for naught. You have something and don't even understand how to use it. The crazy message that I picked up is fear the unknown. People throw their opinions out as if it is fact. Absolutely. You're so right. You're so right. You know, if you ever gonna fly, if you ever want to fly, jump. And that sounds like an old cliche, but that's cliche right there. That's rocking right there. That's rocking. That's the one that's rocking. There are a lot of lodges across all the jurisdictions that need bridges to be built within the individual lodge before it can even be thought about on a grand level. Something to think about. Something to think about. We were all asked what we come here to do. The answers in the response to the individual. It is. The answer is in response to the individual, you know. But damn it, we're letting people in and they don't even know what they have. If we, being an Eastern Star, being a Freemason grants you certain privileges, right? Within your jurisdiction, one to one with another person. It does that. But however, when you don't even understand what you have, you lose what is potentially what is a good word? Power. Or for lack of a better word, I'm going to say power. And it's not power in the aspect of wealth and gold, but power in the fact that, look, I can go here and I can do this and I can make the change here, you know, share our life so we can grow together. Oh, thanks, sis. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, you know. So the unique thing is that if we wish to uh, build that bridge or to share the respect factor in Freemasonry, we would have power, real power. I mean, real authoritative power. I mean, where you could shake some shit up, you would. But when are we going to be ready for that? Really, when are we going to be ready to really shake some shit up? I tell you what. We watch the different videos about brothers being shot down. We've seen the video about the lady who was at the office looking for assistance and her baby being ripped from her arms. How did that make you feel? How do those things make you feel? You're a Mason, right? How do those things make you feel as a Mason when you see somebody that looks like you reaching for their wallet? They're getting their wallet and they getting shot. How that makes you feel? How that makes you feel when you see a lady who's in the welfare office or wherever she may be at, no seats available for her to sit down. She has her baby in her arms, and the police gets called on her. They call the police, and the police rips the baby from her arms. As a black mother, as a black man, how does that make you feel? I'm not saying that, like Brother Jackson said, Freemasonry is not supposed to. It is not built to be the governing factor in watching out for the neighborhood. However, they did that once upon a time. Freemasonry did that in the black community. And it wasn't about who was ancient, free, and accepted, or Prince Hall, or modern, free, or international. It did those things. That's why a lot of us joined, because we saw how tight our fathers, how tight our sisters and brothers were. Those older guys, that really understood the craft. We saw how tight they were. We saw how they got down. So we was like, well, damn, when we was kids, I was like, I likes that. In the 70s and when I grew up, I'm like, I likes that. I want to be, I want to be part of something like that. And that's why a lot of us join, but you get here and you find it makes you shake your head, it does. It makes you like, wow, whew, I'm going to tell you a story about myself and why I joined Freemasonry. Coming from Mississippi. When Trent Lott was an elected office, he was elected to office in Mississippi, right? This is in the 70s. And I don't know if he was a 33rd at the time, but he was a Mason. He's still a Mason. Trent Lott, look him up. There was another individual had gotten into some trouble in Mississippi. Trent Lott said these words, and I never forgot it. He said, before I would let my brother go down, I'll go down. And I was like, oh, that right there was deep. And that really pushed me. And I was like, oh, I gotta join. I gotta join. You know, and before I came out here, I had petitioned a Prince Hall Lodge. I did. But I came out here and I joined Ancient, Free, and Accepted. But that's the thing, you know? That's the thing. And no, yes, I know if you're Prince Hall watching, you may have a little attitude with me. You may say, well, Hawkins, there are two Prince Hall lodges in Mississippi. I'm talking about the most wishful, strange Grand Lodge of Mississippi. Stringer Grand Lodge of Mississippi, which is Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Mississippi. I know which was which. But yeah, so it is what it is. But look, there are certain things that really catapulted us to become Masons and Eastern Stars. And those things are the driving force that keeps us going. But when the people in our circle have us have an attitude toward each other, we need to be checked. That's as simple as that. We need to be checked. We as the Masonic family should respect the three towers: wisdom, strength, and beauty. We should. Brother Shaheed, we should. But how often do we do that? Yes. Brother Montgomery, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Absolutely. That is, yes, Brother Lewis, that is the Grand Lodge. Yes. And Tony Hawkins had his petition in. Can you believe that? Holy snap. Boy, ooh wee. Hey, you know what? My whole attitude has changed. Now I'm kind of a little light now, bro. You know what? Just because I'm on here and from the good vibes, I want to say I appreciate it. I'm kind of lifted a little bit because when I first came on, I was in a whole funk. I was like, dang, that Sunday video I did with Brother Steve had me like, had me rethinking. I'm gonna have to call him back. We're gonna have to do another one because Grandmaster Steve Smith, boy, and you know what? I raised him. I raised Grandmaster Steve Smith. I just like, really, this is some funny shit right now. I'm telling y'all, this is, I don't know if I'm gonna leave this one up or not, but this is some funny stuff, bruh. And sisters, I want to say I appreciate you for tuning in because, my sisters of the Order of Eastern Star, fairest among thousand, altogether lovely. You sisters are the driving force behind a lot of Grand Lodges. Yet the truth be told, you sisters are the driving force behind a lot of Grand Lodges. Be whatever name they are. And that's just the truth. But hey, I don't know how many people want to come up and really say that. How many really want to say that? But I want to just give a big shout out to all of the sisters of the order, because without you, some of these Grand Lodges around here wouldn't be around. That's true, because it's your backbone that they stand up on. You holding that Grand Lodge up, and I just want to sing you that big shout out, let you know that I appreciate you because I see your work. And when I say I see your work, that is simply to say that because of that Grand Lodge. I know that without the Grand Lodge, there's no sisters. I got all of that. However, there are some Eastern Star chapters and lodges. There are some Eastern Star chapters and some Eastern Star Grand chapters that are holding up the whole entire jurisdiction across the board. They just are, because that's just how the sisters get down. And I just want to let them know how much I appreciate their work within the organization. They don't get enough credit sometimes. They don't. You can say whatever you say. Some brothers go to sisters chapters and they say, well, I'm gonna take your charter. Brothers, you can't take a sister charter. They didn't get the charter from you. You can't take it. The grand chapter can remove the charter, but you as a patron can't do that. That's not your job nor your responsibility. But I've seen it all. I've heard and I've seen for myself where brothers have proclaimed that this is what they was going to do because the sisters did not want to do what he wanted them to do. Brothers, you are there to assist that worthy matron. That's your job, patron. And the associate patron, his job is to take the place of the patron in his absence. Come on. And I would tell every brother, you need to go and be initiated or order these. You need to go be initiated a sister. You need to go be initiated a member of the order of the Eastern Star. Man, I need my tea. I need something to drink. Ain't got nothing. The wife left me hanging tonight, but that's all right. You know, um, hey, it is what it is. And I just want to just send a big shout out to the sisters, just so they'll know, because like I said, and some of you already know that they do not get the love that they should have, be it from the brothers or the craft. They don't, you know. A lot of times they're just shunned. They're like behind the scenes doing all the work, and then the brothers come in and take all the glory. Look at what we did. Some sisters get to the chapter meeting and set up and do their thing before anybody get there, and then we be like, oh, okay. I just want you to know how much I, as a Mason, appreciate you, as a member of the Order of the Eastern Star. Period. Really lighten up now. I feel in a real good mood. You know, um, and that's a good thing. Whoo, cause I was in a funk when I first opened this video up. I was like, God dang it, dude, that is just, you know. But hey, I'm in a good spot right now. But I wasn't in the beginning. Everything in life happens for a reason, brother. Aha has a plan for all of us. I never thought in life that I would join PHA. I was born and raised ancient, free, and accepted Mason. Sometimes God's plan is different. Yeah, brother Shaheed, that's true. That's true. And I can say this about brother Shaheed, who was once a member of the ancient, free, and accepted Mason and chose to go join PHA. Congratulations, bro. You hearing that here? Congratulations, your journey as a Mason is what it is. It's a journey, and I want to wish you well. And if I can be of any assistance or help to you along the way, I'm here. I think you may even have my personal number, but I'm here, just so you know that. So that's where I'm at. I just want you to know it, because sometimes it's not even mentioned, in regards to that, but it needs to be. In this slave community we got amongst each other, I think when we find another Nat Turner coming through, we got to get behind him or get behind her. We do, and that's the thing. Remember the Grand Architect? Oh, for sure. I think that something was lost. I think, okay, I see. I think that something were lost back when. Is there any way to find the ancient customs you spoke on previous video a while back? Yeah, bro. Yes, the ancient customs are still there. And hold on, just a second. This book right here deals with the ancient customs. This book right here, it says ancient Masonry, the spiritual meaning of Masonic degrees, rites, and symbols. Right here deals with the ancient customs. This book right here, and even in this book, it speaks of it says, I like, even in chapter 1, it says the ancient Masonry introduction. So yeah, this book right here for me dealt with the ancient customs of Freemasonry. It clearly says that in the ancient customs of Freemasonry, not what your Grand Lodge has put up as its boundaries for certain Grand Lodges, but in the ancient customs of Freemasonry, once you was initiated, passed, and raised in Masonry, in those customs, you were free to travel. Okay? You were free to, because you had mastered the inner apprentice and fellow craft, because at one time there was no such thing as a master mason. You only had the fellow craft, the inner apprentice and fellow craft. That's all you had. Once you have become a master of the inner apprentice and fellow craft, you were a master mason, period, because of your proficiency in your work. So you traveled and you had certain things to do that other masons would recognize you and say, oh, well, he's a traveler. And that's all we ever say to each other: travel this way, travel light. And those customs were ancient. Those customs was African customs. And the reason I say that, because if you can read any ritual you want to, everything that takes place in that ritual takes place on the continent of Africa. You can read it for yourself. And that's truth. And that's fact. Because you can read something and say that's truth, but the fact can outweigh that truth. Because what I may consider truth, until I measure it with fact, it ain't happening. Greetings from Pearl, Illinois. Just checking in. Work today finally over. From which you come? Oh, brother, you don't. You know what? I'm gonna tell you. You asked me a question. You said, from which you come? I come from the east. I'm traveling west. I come from the east and I'm traveling west. And y'all probably saying, what is he talking about? Yeah, I come from the east. I'm traveling west. Yeah, that's my answer to your question, brother. And I have a book. I can show you where I got it. I can tell you where I got it from, for real. Whoa. Yes, sir, brother. Thank you for everything. I got nothing but love for the respect for you. You're a great noble, a great inspiration. Thank you. Walking like a plum, acting like, oh, I appreciate that shout out there, brother Shaheed. Yeah. Okay. You have it in your library. Boom. So those customs right there is what I find to be what I would consider to be those ancient customs. You know, I marked this one up pretty good. Man, it breaks down so much though. You know, it gets it all in. You know, and if you have this book, then you know exactly what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm saying. You know, and that's for real. So look, I know it's probably late. You know where you're at. You know, but I'm gonna tell you this here. The reason I said I was traveling from the east to the west, I'm gonna want you to think about this here. So if you are a master mason and you have been initiated, passed, and raised, and you there, right? You done that, right? Tell me, where did they find the body of Harriman Beth? When you were able to tell me where they found that body, because that's where I'm headed. That's where I'm headed. Did you get that? Did anybody catch that? You know, I can't necessarily put it all out there, you know, like that, but I can drop that dime. If somebody asks me from where I'm traveling from the east to the west. That's where I'm headed. It's funny, he didn't say which come you. I'm gonna have to go back and read it then. Location is everything. Location is everything. That's all I'm saying. I was coming from the east, traveling west. That's all I'm saying. And you can read it for yourself, right? That's true. You know? And as a matter of fact, if you want to get deeper in that, I was moved. I was moved 3 times. I was moved from a pile of rubbish into a low valley, then on top of a hill. And there, in order for you to find me, like they did, there was a plant of an acacia, but it wasn't too deep. It was kind of shallow. You know what I mean? Oh, it was I. Come on now. You know exactly where I'm going with that. Of course. Brother Maddox? Yeah, of course. That's also in the catechism. No joke. You know what? I hadn't seen that one in the catechism. I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it. Let's go to the city of those dry bones. Well, let's go to the city of those dry bones. And you look on the valley, and what do you see? Those dry bones. And how was you able to raise those dry bones? Huh? I'm just saying. Brother Lewis, oh boy, you got me busting up. Too much. Oh yeah. You know. So it's, man, y'all woke me up. I'm kind of awake a little bit because for you sublime knights elected, sublime knight elect, you know, the brother said he had this book right here. And I'm encouraging each of you to get this book right here. If you want to get into the ancient customs, get this book right here. So sublime knight elect, you know, this degree right here is upon the 20 right there. I'm just gonna leave it right there because you know what? I was about to go somewhere, but it's cloudy up in here, and I can't do what I want to do. But there is on tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, and I believe the time is going to be 7 o'clock. I believe that there's going to be a phone conference tomorrow, and it's going to be held by Brother Barry. He's going to do a phone conference. So if you want to hop on the phone conference, you can. If you have that number, tomorrow at 7, if I'm not mistaken. If you want to come on, you're certainly welcome to do that. So look, I'm not going to hold anybody long tonight because, yeah, I wanted to go somewhere. It's pretty cloudy up in here, so I couldn't go there. But anyway, as always, man, I just want to look to everyone who's on right now. I want to say thank you for lifting me up because I was flustered in the beginning of this video. I just couldn't find words. I was just really at a place that, you know, I was like, man, is it worth it? But you know what? I'm glad I did come on tonight. You know, hey, Brother Montgomery say, hey, bro, let me get your opinion on this. Wants me to hold off on Masonic literature. What? As an EA, do you think I should? Bruh, go get it. Now look, it's no disrespect to your wish for master. It's really, look, you're in an apprentice and you a B right now, if I'm not mistaken. And what do B's do? That's all I'm saying. You're industrious, and you're supposed to occupy your mind right now with useful knowledge. That's all I'm going to say. And because right now, you are a B. You are industrious. You are an inner apprentice, if I'm not mistaken. So go get it. And that's the number, brother. Put up the number. So if you want to hop on tomorrow night, you're certainly welcome to do so. Brother Barry will be the host tomorrow night. And I don't know what his lectures is going to be on, but please, when you come on, announce what lodge you are a part of so we can definitely know. So, we don't want no cowards sneaking up in there. We want brothers from various jurisdictions to come join the lecture at hand, and we're gonna get it down. Oh yeah, there's plenty of information on the EA. And let me say something about the EA degree. If you get your EA package, your EA package is supposed to be the thickest package you get between all 3 degrees. Once again, your EA package is supposed to be the thickest package you receive between all 3 degrees, period, bar none. And you know why? Because that's the foundation. It's just that simple. That's the foundation. Your foundation is supposed to be pretty thick, pretty solid. you know. Yes, and it's one of the most dangerous degrees. But I would tell you that the fellowcraft, that's the infinite degree is the fellowcraft degree. That's my own personal opinion. But once you get into it, you will find out which one works for you. And it's just like in the Order of the Eastern Star, you will find that even when they have 5 degrees themselves. So what happens is, even within that, some sisters find some of those herons that they're able to really relate to. Depends on where they're at in life, you know. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off tonight. We're about an hour in, and I just want to say, hey, I appreciate everyone that came through, and I appreciate the fact that you lifted me up. You know, you did, because I was like in this funk. I was like, golly. But hey, it's all good right now. You know, I got a smile on my face, and I'm gonna go have me some tea, and I'm gonna call it a night. You know what I'm? So as always, until we meet again, I see you. I'm going to always remember you in my prayers, and definitely let's do that. Let's lift each other up as we go through our daily journeys. We never know who we're going to meet and who we're going to inspire. So until then, always keep your light on and stay out those bushes. Yours truly,